5 persons convicted by the Pathankot in the Kathua rape and murder case. So 5 convicted in this case, 5 accused convicted of the minors' murder in the Kathua rape and murder case. That's the information coming in right now. As we just said that the verdict was expected any minute, and this is what we have on your screens right now. The big breaking news on the Kathua rape case. Remember, we were, of course, discussing the sensitivity of this case, a huge case of rape and murder of an 8-year-old girl that shook the consciousness of this entire nation. The verdict has been delivered by a special court in Pathankot today. The in-camera trial in the case shook the nation. In fact, this particular case, the trial ended on the 3rd of June when District and Sessions Judge Tejwinder Singh had announced that the verdict will be delivered today. Elaborate security arrangements have been made in and around the court, keeping in view the sensitivity of this case. Mir Farid joining us with more information. Yes, Farid, over to you. I believe the verdict is out. If you have access more information, kindly share the details with us, please.
That's right, Afrida. All of them, all the accused have been convicted. They have been found guilty. 5 of them, including Sanji Ram, who was the village head and also the head priest, main accused in this case. Deepak Khajuria, the police officer, Tilak Raj, Arvind Datta, Parvesh Kumar, Vishal, and a juvenile. In fact, all of them have been convicted. The quantum of punishment we'll come to know in some time. But yes, they have been found guilty. This was pretty much expected, as our sources in the prosecution, in the crime branch, told us that a very strong watertight case has been built against them. Evidence, they have been nailed on the basis of evidence, damning evidence against them. And a very strong case has been put forth before the court. It was a trial that continued for a year. We know all the ups and downs that happened in between, the political interference, how the family was harassed for the fact that that's why the court, the Supreme Court, had to intervene and shift the case out of Jammu, Kathua to Pathankot. That's hardly 20-30 kilometers away. But yes, security arrangements were made since yesterday, considering the sensitivities around this case. And now the verdict is out. People were hoping that this is rarest of the rare cases and the punishment should also be exemplary. We'll have to wait and watch what will be the quantum of punishment. Yes. But yes, justice finally for the little girl, and probably a sense of closure to the family.
Quantum of punishment is coming soon.
This includes who are the 2 else who had not been? This includes Sanji Ram?
Let the full decision come, then I will tell you.
But we can survive the break that 5 have.
5 have been on.
5 have been अभी तक दोषी करा रहे हैं.
अभी नहीं 5 नहीं है, सारे अभी 2 का भी आना बाकी है.
Okay, Farid, we understand that these are initial information, initial reactions coming in. So we are confirming 5 convicts in this case, even though there were 8 accused. We are waiting for the final shape of the verdict, of course, to be brought out in public domain. As of now, what are the details that we can share with our viewers? Farid, if you can take us through the latest information, please. Okay, hold on, Farid. More information coming in.
6 हुए हैं इसमें. विशाल को छोड़ के सारे सांजी राम, इसमें आनंद दत्ता, दीपक खजूरिया, तिलक राज, सुरिंदर, परवेश. हाँ, विशाल को छोड़. Let the judgment copy come, then. हाँ जी, विशाल को छोड़. बाकी 6 आरोपी घोषित हो चुके हैं. अभी सजा भी सुनाई जाएगी. No, I can't tell anything right now. Let the judgment copy come, then I will tell you. Sorry.
Right. Farid, if you can talk us through the details that you have accessed. We've just heard a reaction from an advocate saying, of course, that let the final judgment copy come and then we can share the exact details. But as of now, what are the names of the convicts, the accused who have been convicted in the Kathua rape case?
Well, Afri, the latest is that 6 have been convicted. That part is confirmed.
Okay.
And those include Sanji Ram, who was the village head and the main accused in this case, former revenue official Deepak Khajuria, head constable Raj, sub-inspector Anand Datta and Pravesh convicted in this case. So all these 6 people have been convicted pretty much on the expected lines. But what is surprising is that one person whose name is Vishal Jangotra, he's said to have been acquitted, released. So that is something that we're getting. Obviously, the 8th accused, who is a juvenile, he'll face different charges in a separate juvenile court. But it was pretty much on the expected line. 6 have been convicted. Quantum of punishment will be out in some time. But yes, as we have been saying since morning, and in fact, all this while, ever since this trial was on, the clamor was growing that they should be, in fact, a free and fair trial. And the fact of the matter is that is exactly what has happened. A very strong case put forth by the crime branch. They, from day one, were on it. A special investigation team was formed, and we know that they went into the case from day one and, in fact, unearthed each and every angle of this case, evidence that was brought forth. And it is on the basis of that evidence, a very strong case, that the court has felt that, yes, they're all guilty. They are convicted, and in fact, the punishment. In fact, we spoke to some lawyers from the prosecution. They say that they expect anything from life imprisonment to death penalty. So this is what they're expecting as far as punishment from the court. But yes, conviction finally after a year, and 6 people convicted in this case, including Sanji Ram, who is the main accused, the master plotter, and the main person who conspired to ensure the bigger conspiracy was to drive out the nomadic community. They wanted to grab their land, and for that they made this girl the scapegoat. But yes, horrific case where it was clearly a rarest of rare cases where the trial and the punishment was also sought to be rarest of the rare. Now, as I said, we'll have to wait for what the kind of punishment that the court decides for these accused. But as of now, they have been convicted, pretty much expected. And now, as I said, we'll have to wait what kind of punishment they are meted out. But yes, people are expecting strong punishment, which will act as a deterrent, and no one in the future would dare to shame humanity in the way these 6 have done as far as raping and brutalizing and bludgeoning this little girl to death.
Right, those were the heart-wrenching details, blood-curdling details of how an 8-year-old girl was brutalized and murdered. And Fareed giving us important information here on the names of the accused who have been convicted now, 6 of them out of the 7. So as per the charge sheet, Fareed, police claim that the crime was executed by Sanji Ram, a retired government employee, his nephew, who's said to be a juvenile, and you're telling us he'll be tried in a separate court, and the SPO, Deepak Khajuria. Interestingly, Fareed, that there are 2 police officials among those accused, one sub-inspector you mentioned and one head constable. So there lies again the importance of this case and how there is collusion of former policemen in this particular case.
Absolutely. What made this case even more shocking was the role of the local police. They, in fact, in complete connivance with these people, try to destroy evidence. In fact, they destroyed a lot of evidence to ensure that these people are not caught. So these policemen, in fact, deserve even harsher punishment, considering that they were custodians of the law. But in this case, did everything to ensure that law does not take its course and these people are saved. So they destroyed evidence. Police have established case against them. Sub-Inspector Anand Sharma and head constable, these 2 people were arrested by the crime branch for destroying evidence, and now they have also been proven guilty in the court of law. But if the main conspirator deserves the harshest of punishment, these 2 people also deserve the same, because, as I said, their role was definitely of the custodians of law, but they just did everything to ensure that this case of this little girl being raped and murdered, this is hushed up and all evidence is destroyed. So they are equally guilty, and they have been proven guilty in the court of law. So these 2 people will have to wait and see what kind of punishment the court really, in fact, decides for them. But as I said, they deserve even more harsher punishment than the main accused, considering that they have really shamed or acted as people who really have not done their duties, and leave alone doing their duties, they just acted in the contrary and destroyed evidence. So we'll have to wait and see what kind of punishment is given to them, what kind of quantum of punishment the court decides for them. But yes, finally, a sense of closure probably for the family with this verdict out, and they'll now be waiting for the kind of punishment. As I said, our lawyers of the prosecution say they have pleaded the harshest punishment, considering this is the rarest of the rare case, and from life imprisonment to death penalty.
Right, that will be the next step now. Of course, the quantum of punishment will be pronounced shortly. As of now, Fareed, thanks for joining us. But the important point here is that Sanji Ram is believed to be the main conspirator. His son Vishal, however, is not among the convicts. So that will remain a talking point. The quantum of punishment to be announced at 2 p.m.